Hello! Today we did Lydia's Bridge right over here. We're about to. Our bridge is right over there, but here's that old, newer bridge. I feel like we should dig a little bit deeper into Jamestown. Maybe go into the past and tell a couple of stories of some buildings, or at least one in particular that I'm looking to film, at least document, because we grew up playing basketball in it's a Jamestown Elementary School, and they had a old gym. We're gonna go take a look at it. But here is the heart of Jamestown. Of course, they got a post office. This used to be a bank over here. That used to be right there, that used to be their Southern Roots, the white building, and then the one next to it was like you paint and drink or something. Wine and Design. There's a Full Moon Oyster Bar right next to the barber shop. And if you really want to go back, that Food Lion over here used to be a Cloverleaf grocery store. Those went bye-bye a long time ago. Quite a bit has changed over here. Here's the elementary school. There's the Jamestown Library. We can zoom in on that. And then right here is the old basketball gym. We played a lot of games here. A lot of basketball games. A lot of practices. Obviously it's going to be long, but you can see in there. I think that's the same court. Yeah, it's locked, but I think that's the same court. Concession stands used to be on this side, or the concession stand. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't. Yeah, it's still there. They got a key card. Interesting. Right across from the gym, as you can see, is soccer field. I think I played one game of baseball on that little field right there. I don't remember. It used to be JYL, Jamestown Youth League, but if you look at this building, look at the side of this building. These AC units weren't even around back in the 90s, but the soccer players, when they would practice on the field over here, they would see how many windows they could break out by kicking the soccer ball. Well, there was this one time we were in a huddle right around this area here, and I was on the court facing the windows here, and I saw a soccer ball fly over here, and I knew exactly where it was going, and it hit one of these little glass panes and shattered it, and I got pelted with a bunch of broken glass all over the face. Luckily back then we wore coasters as glasses, so the eyes were protected, but I think I got a cut on the nose. But yeah, and also in this parking lot right here, this is where I sprayed myself with mace. In this area right here, we were waiting. Dad was the coach, and we had one of those conversion vans, and pretty sure it's like this spot right here. We were waiting for him to get out, clean up, and close down, lock up. And a couple of us and the teammates, we were just hanging around and found this thing my dad had. It was it was black, and then it had like a top that you opened up, and it had a little red button on it. I didn't know what it was, so I pushed a button, and it was faced towards me in the face, and I sprayed myself with mace. There's that story. That was not a fun night. I was in the bathroom of Rockola Cafe at the sink. Man, these things are low. At the sink, trying to get the burn to go away. My shirt was wet. People were walking in, probably wondering, what the heck is this kid doing? Well, I sprayed myself with mace. There's the library. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure if it's still they got cameras and stuff, so I guess they still operate. Yeah, let's walk around and take a look at the front. I remember this is where they used to draft for the basketball league we played in over there at the gym. I have a memory of being in this building while they drafted the players. Every team had a coach, obviously, and excuse me, pollen's getting to me. They sit in a room, and then a bunch of us were sitting outside just waiting to figure out who's going to be on the team. And yeah, they'd come out and they'd let us know, all right, you're on this team, blah, 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 blah. I've only been in the library a handful of times. It kind of reminds me of the clock tower in Back to the Future. Just a little bit, if the columns weren't white. And if there was a clock tower. There's not. Over the years, they try to spruce the place up. Added a fountain, which I believe at one point somebody put detergent or something in the fountain and it bubbled over. Got a little bit of landscape they need to do. There's a Jamestown Public Library. We'll walk up the steps just in a minute. Maybe we can go inside. Maybe it's open. Maybe it's open on a Good Friday. Speaking of, today is Good Friday. I got a couple benches. I spent a lot of time in that gas station across the street. And this bench, it's not an Adam DeWoo bench, but in memory of James Jim Dorr, beautiful soul, lover of books, given by Jamestown Veterans Committee. Interesting. I don't know who that is. I'm sure he spent a lot of time in the library. Let's walk up the steps. Let's see if it's open. Maybe we can. There's a vehicle parked out there. We have another bench in honor of Ellen Overbeck, wife of John and mother to Steve. Jamestown, our home sweet home, and Ellen, our North Star. This one here is dedicated to Mr. and Mrs. Alan F. Johnson. Again, I don't know who any of these people are. When I say I haven't been on these stairs in, I don't know, 25, 30 years, I guess. Jamestown School has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Department of the Interior, 1915. Library closed Friday, April 3rd through Sunday the 5th. Oh, you got some old wood there. Ooh, you can feel it. You can't tell. It's a cool old library if you're into that kind of thing. No ghost stories here that I know of. But here is Jamestown, North Carolina. Yeah, this thing had like, it's like 3 stories. What does this plaque say? Ah, there's that word again, Ragsdale. Mr. William G. Ragsdale III. 2002, the town of Jamestown was declared a Rotary Peace Town on the first day of June 2002 by the mayor of Jamestown. And I'll be honest, I can't name you one mayor of Jamestown in the history of Jamestown. So obviously they got trailers for the schools. Those weren't there before in the 90s. I don't think they were. They kind of look like it, but I don't think they were. I guess that would be a eating spot for the kids. 1 table, 1 seat. Not like you can sit with your friends and trade food. Hey, what'd your mom pack you? I don't know. I'll trade you my ho-hos for your sandwich. Anyhow, I know that honestly, of all my years being around this area, I still don't know what this building was or is. I've never known. It's probably I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. Let's see what this sign says. And they got cameras here too as well. Welcome to our school. Visitors, please report to the main office upon entering the building during the regular school hours. You can tell how old that is and how lazy the maintenance guy is. All right, well, let's go to one more stop, see if we can't get into it. But yeah, there's that rat-infested gym that we played on. Actually, looks like there's been a window smashed out over here, which almost never happened. Huh. Oh, they got cameras inside too. Wow. Probably should have asked Dad if he still had a key. Would be cool to kind of go in there and remember, I think they had the blue wood bleachers. But yeah, man. Actually, I don't know if it's an interesting story or not. One of the players from back in the early 90s, mid 90s, one of the players that played with UNC basketball team, and they won the national championship. Let me hold his national championship ring right there on those stairs. What was his name? I forgot the guy's name. He played with Eric Montross. I think he was Eric Montross's backup, so go figure. Alright, let's go to one more spot, see if we can get in. Now we're at Jamestown Park. Once a year, Dad and his company would hold a picnic here, give out prizes and whatnot, but it was always in May. They've really redone the pool area. We got some historical buildings over here. Looks like somebody's doing some work on it. Maybe, I wonder if there's still access to the dam. Let's go take a look. I guess they changed the name of it to High Point City Lake Park. I thought it was just City Lake Park, Jamestown. Anyway, Jamestown right next to High Point. High Point's literally right down the road right there, down that way. Oh, that historical building's open. The door's open. Would probably get in trouble. Here's where all the activities happened for Dad's company picnic. Down that way, I don't believe was a parking lot. It was all grass. You can zoom in there. That's where they would have like the bouncy houses, rock climbing, all kinds of different things for employees and their kids to do. Obviously they rented that. Yeah, they cooked the food right over here, and everybody gathered around with speakers and Dad on the microphone giving out prizes. And they have the putt-putt course right here. There's a lot of putt-putt played back in the day. Once a year at least over here. The Ferris wheel. They had a little train that they would run. We'll go see if those tracks are still here, and then we'll walk over to the dam. High Point City Lake. $251 acres, I believe that the lake itself is. Alright, and there's the updated playground. There is the very small not Ferris wheel, whatever you call that. I can't even think. The carousel. That's it. Can't even think. Looks like the train tracks are still there and the train is not running. I think that's only for special events. And it does look like the dam is accessible. But here you would get on this, and I'm talking little train, itty bitty. I mean, it had enough to fill a few people. There's the tunnel it used to go under. That's when you know the train ride was getting ready to end. Here's the load on. And it's super wet here. Holy shnikes. Whoops. Sorry, landscaper guys. Train rules. Children under 3 must ride with an adult. No kidding. Riders must remain seated with hands, arms, and feet inside the coach during the ride. Do not throw any objects. Okay, well, there's rules for a reason. I'm sure at one point that everything on there had happened. So now they got to post it. But here's the actual lake. It's a good view over here. People fish out of here all the time. I think on the other side is where you load on, load off. Oh, the train is actually under the tunnel. You can't see it, I don't think, from here, but it's actually under the tunnel, locked up. All right, let's go take a look at the dam. It's probably not open, like it's not, because we haven't had much rain. I'm trying to figure out why these arrows are here, telling you to go that way. Huh. Sorry about the wind. I should have brought my mic to try to drown out some of the wind, but they have redone this entire portion here. Parking lot there now. Yeah, like I said before, it was just all grass. But yeah, the train went around all the way this way. You weren't sure as you were on it if it was gonna derail or not. That was always a worry. You could hear noises you've never heard before. But over here is the dam, where we spent too much time. There's a bench down there. Somebody is taking a nap on it. We won't bother them. I'm a little more afraid of heights than I used to be. And man, it's locked up. Oh. An American water landmark. Interesting. And then you have the turtles hanging out on the logs. Do you see those bubbles in between those two buoys? I guess they're buoys. I think they're called buoys. There's like a line of bubbles. What is that? I've always wondered. But yeah, we've being kids, you throw a bunch of stuff off of this dam when you were here. Again, it was like once a year. We'd bring some friends to the picnic and company picnic, and we would just throw whatever we could down there. No trespassing. But yeah, we used to hang out right up there. Be about 4 of us, just chucking things, anything. When I say anything, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but no bodies went over. Don't worry about that. No bodies went over. Looks like they've done some recent work, I guess, with all the newer construction. Well, let's make our way back up. I'm going to attempt to maybe try to see what that historical building is, and while the door's open, maybe we can catch a look. Or we get in trouble. We'll be careful. Yeah, the doors are open, but I think there's somebody working inside, so we'll just walk around. Maybe we can Oh, he's trying to fix the door frames. Richard Mendenhall store. Local builder, 1824. This building was erected in 1824. Let's see here. Family members retain ownership until the 1920s. That kind of ties in with Lydia and her bridge. Building crews used to store as an office during construction. Use the store as an office during construction of the park in the 1930s. So this park was built in the 30s. So we got a 1824 building. And they are doing work. So we're not going to bother them. Yeah, they're doing some upgrade. I don't know if they're upgrades, but maybe just maintaining it. But looks to be some new wood. Oh, all right. I think that'll be it for today. Gonna grab some food, go home, and of course there's gonna be this is different. This is different than the Disney videos that we normally publish on this channel, but try to branch out and do a couple different things since we can't go to Disney daily. It'd be cool if we could, but we can't. Yeah, there's the guy working right there. All right, guys, the video is now over.